What a wonderful.
And welcome back to another Exploring Fortnite. I hope you guys liked the last video. You know, keep that support coming. I really do appreciate it. And today we are going to be doing covering the Wailing Woods. Bunch of weird stuff going on here. So let's take a quick little look. There it is, right there on your map. Okay, so somebody used to live here. This little house that we are kind of, you know, hanging out around, this little maze here. That's not the big issue here. The house is the issue. It says leave. It says leave. There's barbed wire around the wood. On the doormat it says go away. So you can only assume that this maze has been erected to only, you know, consolidate his efforts, or their efforts to really keep people out. This also hints the name Wailing Woods. Why do you think that the woods is wailing? Maybe it's because there's a guy who lives in this little house and people just won't leave him alone. I don't know, maybe this poor guy used to live in Pleasant Place and the neighbor's kids just kept messing with him. Maybe one day he came outside and, you know, his foot stepped inside of a paper bag full of, you know, dog dookie, which might be saying this on this plaque right here, but we don't know because it's unreadable. Maybe, you know, he got tired of having to deal with all those pesky neighbors. Maybe he got tired of listening to all the shining chests around. So maybe he moved here, grew these hedges, built the maze, built the barbed wire, put the doormats to leave people out. He's got ammo, he's got guns. So maybe the Wailing Woods is him yelling, maybe it's him shooting to keep people out. Maybe the Wailing Woods doesn't really have such a good history. But being as there's a plaque here, one could safely assume that it's now a monument of some type. You know, from the previous video, we know that there's some high-level executives in the picture frames that we really just don't know who they are right now. And of course, we haven't played the original game or the full game, so it might be in there, but we really don't know, or at least I don't. Maybe you do. So maybe we're starting to piece together some puzzles here. There's a lot of weird things going on, and each little location has a little story to tell. And this one obviously wants you to go away. It doesn't want you here. There's something very odd about that. Alright, so that was the Wailing Woods. Let's do some strats now. So what you want to do is you always want to try to land on top of a little house. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that this time, so don't land in the trees. If you land in the trees, you will take fall damage when you jump down, and you don't want to do that. Anything above 3 stories, you will take fall damage. So what you want to do is don't run around the entire square of this maze. Go right for a corner, bust through a hedge, and just start running. You want to try to get a chest as quick as possible. A lot of times, if the bus flies right over here, this place is swarmed. Other times, there's just 1 or 2 people. You have to watch out for these scarecrows. They will mess you up. I really do recommend getting up as high as possible, as quick as possible, unless, or especially if you know that there's somebody, if you don't know there's somebody around. Anyway, we come up to a chest here, and that's what you want to do. You want to get to a chest before anybody else. It's easier to get to these chests by walking on top of the hedges, and we'll get to that here in just a second. You also want to use these hedges as kind of like a peek around. As you can see, this guy right here seen me coming, but he didn't think that I saw him. And around the corner, and boom, gone, just like that. Now, if he was on top of the hedge, he could have got the drop on me pretty easily. So really, when you think about it, you have to really listen. And always go back into this little house and check it. Just because somebody landed there before you did doesn't mean that they didn't miss an ammo crate just like this. And sometimes they don't even go to the top. They just, they grab the gun that's laying on the ground in the bottom and they just go. So don't worry about these barbed wire, the razor wire. It won't hurt you. And you can jump right over that and just start jumping the hedges. You definitely don't want to fall too much, especially if there's a couple people around, because they might see you and they might know exactly where you are, might get the drop on you. So you always want to manipulate the hedges and use ramps and whatever you can just to stay above everybody else. You don't want to get caught in a cat and mouse game where you're running around those, that maze and you can't see nothing. All you can do is hear. Very scary. So here we have a landing right here on the house. Beautiful landing right here next to the chest. We get everything in the chest. There's nobody around just yet, so we go ahead and we loot the ammo box. There's only one this time. Usually there's two that spawn, but whatever. So immediately we go straight for the hedges. And we're gonna walk these hedges and we're scanning. We're scanning to see if there's anybody falling, anybody parachuting down, anybody coming close. But right now I can't see nobody. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to beat whoever lands here to another chest. The easiest way to do that is to stay on top of the hedges. Unfortunately, I like to break my own rules. I have we like to call it the kitten complex. You see something shiny, and you gotta run for it real quick, and that's what I do. And that was just a little roof trap. I shouldn't even jump down for that, because here staying on top of the hedges means everything. You can really use that to your advantage. And the hedges are easy to break down, so don't worry about running around. If you can hear a chest, break the hedges all the way around you, especially if you know there's nobody around. Okay, so here I am. Now we've got this other chest. There's usually 3 chests that spawn here. Here, the house, and there's another place inside the maze that I'll show you here in a second. Unfortunately, the other guy got to it first, and that almost was a little bit of a problem. So what you want to do is you just want to run the maze as quick as you can, especially if you're not on top and you don't have a lot of resources to just keep building ramps everywhere. Pick up everything you possibly can. The more you pick up, the less they can pick up, and you're in a secluded, closed area where they cannot see you. And so I can hear somebody. I don't know where they're at, and I'm on the bottom. And right here, this chest gave it away. I didn't open that, so somebody else did. And I think they're on top of the hedge. And as you can see, they want to drop down and get the jump. But I knew about the hedge trick. So I anticipated him dropping down, getting the drop on me, just didn't know where he was coming from. I luckily turned around and heard his footsteps just in time. So strats for the hedges, for the maze: stay on top of the hedges. The Wailing Woods, get through there as quick as you possibly can, run. And that's been it for this video. It's a little shorter this time, so I apologize about that. But drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if it's your first time to the channel, and we'll see you next time.